Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel, I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to get out of debt and simplify our financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Well, hi and happy Friday. I hope that your week has been good. Actually, when I'm filming this, it's actually been a while since I've sat down and filmed a video for you guys because the last several on my channel were kind of like batch filmed. So it's been a little bit since I've sat in this chair and done some filming, but I'm excited to get into it and say hi and catch up and all that kind of fun stuff. If you endured my very, very lengthy bill condensing, my hat goes off to you. Incredible. Since the last time I filmed, we hit 4,000 subscribers, which is so crazy, insane to me. The channel keeps growing and I'm really excited about it. And it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you for 4,000 subscribers. It's incredible. We will be doing another giveaway at 5,000 subscribers. So that'll be fun. Oh, excuse me. But it took me, I think, 2 months to get from 3,000 to 5,000 or 3,000 to 4,000. So we'll see how long it takes us to get to 5,000. Anyways, today is our weekly check-in. So this is where we go ahead and go back over the last week of mostly debit card purchases so that we can hold our accountable or hold our spending accountable, hold me accountable, basically. I mean, we know I'm the spendy one in my family. And just go ahead and take any cash back to the bank from debit card purchases for categories that we cash pull for. So as we get further into the video, if you're new to the concept of cash stuffing or zero-based budgeting or whatever, it will kind of all become clear through the course of the video, hopefully. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get you guys zoomed in and then we'll get into the tracking. All right, so if you're new to my channel, I am a paper slanter. I do not know how to write straight up and down, so we are dealing with a slanty paper while we track our expenses. Please do excuse my nails. I took the nail polish off and just gave them like a little like nourishing coat of something or other because we are getting ready to leave on vacation. So I wanted to wait and do like a proper manicure on myself before, like right before vacation, but my last color was all chippy and stuff and I was not about to subject you guys to that. So that's why there's no polish on my nails. Anyway, let's go ahead and just get right into our tracking here. This is going to be a little bit of July and a little bit of August. So first up, we have a debit purchase. And if you are not new to my channel, this place will not shock you. It was on the 26th and it was at Target. And as per usual with my Target purchases, this one is multiple categories. So we'll just do our total over here, which was $163.68, and then break it down into the different categories. So first up is the Target category that is in our budget. This is money that we earmark specifically for grocery purchases from Target, and it stays in our checking account because we use the Target debit card so that we can get 5% off of our purchase. And that doesn't really even cover the tax here, but groceries aren't taxed. So it all kind of, we do end up getting at least a decent percentage off. So anyways, that one was $116.02. And then next up, it was toiletries for $22.98. And this one does need to be paid back to the bank. The Target category doesn't because, like I mentioned, the money stays in our checking account. But toiletries we cash pull for, so it has to be paid back. Clothes, they were having it was like 30% off of kids' clothes and shoes. So I purchased some shoes for my daughter for school. And that was 17, sorry for all the doors closing in the background, $17.49. And that does need to be paid back to the bank. And then, shipping supplies. So this is gonna come from my business binder. And it was, you know what? So I can't remember why, because it's been a little bit since we reconciled this particular purchase, but for whatever reason, I have a note next to here to just pay $21 back to the bank. So if you're new to my channel, typically for something like this for $22.98, I would round this up to $23 to take back to the bank. And then my husband tracks the change and we just kind of put it in like a little buffer account and then use it here and there on different miscellaneous expenses. But for whatever reason, I have a 21 next to this. So like I said, it's been a while since we've reconciled this, so I'm not 100% sure why, but I'm going to notate that so that I don't pull the 23. So anyways, that was random, but this purchase was $7.19 for shipping supplies, and I do have to pay that back to the bank. And that's that. Okay, and then next up, this one I was so excited about. It was on the 29th, and it was Amazon. And this is also coming from shipping supplies, and I will tell you why in just a minute. Oh, I spelled supplies wrong. IES. And it is 25, is that 37? 25.37, and it has to be paid back to the bank. So I've been mentioning this actually for a while now on my channel, that I am saving up to buy a label maker so that I can have sticky labels to put on your orders from my shop if you order a physical product. Which, by the way, when you're watching this, today is the last day to order my physical products on sale, because since I'm going on vacation next week, all of my physical products are going to be pulled from the shop, because I have digital downloads that obviously if people want to buy them, it doesn't matter if I'm on vacation because it's an automatic like PDF download. But the physical products will be coming down. I don't want anybody ordering them while I'm on vacation because I can't actually fulfill those orders while I'm on vacation. But today is the last day. If you were interested in purchasing like dashboards or placeholders or envelopes from my shop, today is the last day for another week or so. And because my shop, like those items are going to be like on hold next week while I'm on vacation, I offered a 10% discount on all of my physical products in the shop this week. And today is the last day to take advantage of that, because then I'm going to be spending the next 2 days before we leave for vacation, like busting out these orders before we go. So anyways, that was very long and rambly, but I've mentioned that I've been saving for a label maker so that I can have sticky labels to put on my packages instead of like printing out the paper and like taping it, because it's not pretty. But I hope I'm getting this right. Her name is Jennifer, I think. Jennifer over at, I think it's Paper and Pennies. I'm going to link her shop, or not her shop, I'm sorry, her channel below so you guys can go check her out. She is another budget YouTuber. She mentioned in my comments that you can just buy like Avery labels, Avery sticky sheets where you can print out 2 shipping labels on each one just from a normal printer. And I did that, and I have since used them, and oh my gosh, like it shouldn't have changed my life the way that it has, but it has. This is where we find ourselves. This is the exciting life that I lead, that shipping labels, sticky labels have changed my life. But anyways, do go check out her channel. She's really sweet, and she's got like pretty aesthetic vibes. Like her style and mine are very similar. And so I've enjoyed kind of like flicking through her videos. She's relatively new to YouTube, so do go say hi to her. And thank you, Jennifer, from the bottom of my heart for leaving that comment, because it had an impact. So obviously, because I'm sitting here talking about it. Anyways, so that's that. And now I have sticky labels that I can put on my orders for my shop, which I'm super excited about. So anyways, moving right along on the, oh, you know what? This is actually the 28th. So these went out of order, but it's fine. I purchased something from Magnolia. I mentioned to you guys that I had a friend coming in. Oh my gosh, I can't spell today. Magnolia. I had a friend coming into town and he loves Joanna Gaines. And so we went down to Magnolia, and I mean, I could buy up the whole store, especially like her. I don't know if you guys have ever been, but if you haven't, she has a section of one of her shops that is all like found pieces. So it's not stuff in production, it's stuff that they found, I guess, like antiquing or whatever. And that stuff is my jam. I love like old furniture. I just think it's fantastic. It's not in my budget right now anyway, so it's not like if I did want the $3,000 sideboard, I could walk away with it anyway, but like all of her little trinkety things you can, and I had unbelievable self-control. I did go into the like scratch and dent section, and I found a beautiful cutting board actually that I ended up using to make charcuterie on the next day. I'll go ahead and pop a picture up here for you guys because I don't ever do stuff like that, but you know, trying to share as much with you guys as I can while still trying to remain somewhat anonymous. But anyways, so I bought a cutting board, and because it was in the scratch and dent section, I got it for an absolute steal. I will never use it as a cutting board. I will always use it as a charcuterie board or like a pretty display piece. Like right now it's on my kitchen counter, like, you know, in front of my backsplash, like standing up, because it's just so beautiful. So anyways, this one is actually broken down into a couple of different categories, and I'll explain why. So it was 1949, and my husband, because he was away on that business trip, he had some per diem money that he was allocated, and so he gave me 7 of that. So I'm just going to put per diem. And this is, so $7, I don't have to pay that back to the bank. But then hers is where the rest of the purchase is coming from. And so what is that? 12, right? Yeah, $12.49. So I do have to pay this back to the bank. Anyway, I love the board. It's so pretty. Totally worth the $12.49 that I'm losing from my envelope. Excuse me, goodness. Next up, we did this a couple times, so I'll explain to you guys in just a minute. So it was on the 31st, and it was actually from 7-Eleven. When my friend was here, I made a peach and blueberry pie. I think I mentioned this a couple videos ago where I linked the recipe for it. And I was just thinking we would just have the pie and maybe with some whipped cream with it or whatever, but my husband was adamant that we needed ice cream. So we were swinging home from somewhere. He popped into 7-Eleven and he bought some vanilla ice cream to go with the pie. And it was $10.79 because it was purchased from 7-Eleven. So we couldn't get a reasonable price on it. It's fine. But we didn't have any more grocery money, but we actually way underspent in our Target category. And so we actually pulled this from our Target category, and I don't have to pay that one back to the bank because Target, as I've mentioned, just stays in our checking account. And so this just kind of washed itself out. So anyways, next up we have, on the 1st of August, it was an Amazon purchase. And it's coming from Home Maintenance. And it was $10.06. And this one does have to be paid back to the bank, but we're just rounding down to 2. And we're borrowing that 6 cents from somewhere. From our little virtual coin jar. I lost my brain for a second there. This was for wasp spray because we found them in our garage. So we're just having to deal with it. Okay, next up, also on the 1st, we have a Whole Foods purchase. And this one is actually broken into a couple categories too. So the total purchase was $122.08. And then here's the breakdown. So most of it came from groceries. And then we had a little bit from household. And then also Target, because we were over on groceries but under on Target. So the remainder of it is coming from Target. So the household purchase was for, where'd that go? I lost it on my cheat sheet here. Oh, $2.81. So we do have to pay this one back to the bank. And then the Target, the remainder that we pulled from our Target overage was $29.27. And that one doesn't need to be paid back to the bank. And this was cash, actually. So this doesn't need to be paid back to the bank because I had that cash on hand. So that's why. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah, I had this cash on hand and the rest of it I put on my debit card. Yeah, that's how it worked out. Okay, sorry. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Then on the 1st, it was our regular Target shopping. And so that comes from the Target category. And believe it or not, it was all just that for $56.62. And it doesn't need to be paid back to the bank because that money stays in the bank. I don't think I've ever spent this little at Target doing a grocery shopping trip. So I'm kind of proud of myself. You guys are probably proud of me too, because you know what my regular Target purchases look like. So it looks like this, $163.68. That's how it looks. So it's kind of impressive. Next up, on the 2nd, I'm just gonna put Lash Place here because it is a small business and I don't want to give my location away. And so this is going to come from the Lash Lift envelope. And it was a total of $84, including tip. So we do have to pay that one back to the bank. And then last up, this one's going to need an explanation and I will give it to you. So it's an Amazon purchase. And it was for materials that I needed for my shop. I was running super duper low on laminating sheets, the matte laminating sheets, because that's what everybody buys from my shop are my matte envelopes. And so I was running low on laminating sheets, so I had to replace those. So it was $56.34. But this one is actually not being paid back today because if you'll recall, I don't even know, maybe it was my last cash or my last check-in. Oh no, I think it was my bill condensing where I mentioned that I completely depleted my materials envelope because I purchased a product that I'm going to be selling in my shop soon. And so that means that I didn't have any money in my materials envelope in order to facilitate the purchase of the laminating sheets. But on Monday of this week, I did get my Etsy paycheck, my first Etsy paycheck for August. So I have the money there. So what I'm going to do is just deduct this from what I cash stuff in my Etsy and YouTube paycheck stuffing video at the end of this month. So it's not like, I spent money that I didn't have. I knew that this money was coming in, and so it wasn't that big of a deal. And so that's just kind of how it works out sometimes. So this one, I'm just mentioning that to you because this one is not going to be paid back in this video, but it will just reduce what I cash stuff in my materials envelope at the end of this month. So I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys zoomed out, and then we will add up all the cash that we have to pull and get to unstuffing. Alrighty, so I'm gonna grab my calculator really quickly and just go ahead. I always zoom you guys through this. I figure out what I'm gonna need to be, what my total is gonna be at the end of this, that I have to return the money to the bank, and then we will get to the unstuffing portion. So I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this up. You guys will be zoomed through it, and we'll come back with our total. All right, so it was a low spend week. We will be returning $183 to the bank. And so let's just go ahead and unstuff. Let me just make a note of that because that's just better. So $183 in case I need to clear the calculator for any reason. And so first up is toiletries. So we'll just pop into high priority sinking funds because there's a few things in here anyway. So toiletries, I'm paying $21 back for some reason. I do not know why, but that was the number that we settled on. So here we go. So 21. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna move my calculator. Put this guy here so you can see him. And 20 and 1. Actually, I'll just move this back a little bit. All right. And that is that from toiletries. Oops. Because I don't think there was more than one toiletries purchase. No. Right? No. Okay, so clothes is up next. We're returning 18 from that. That's also in high priority. Household maintenance. Clothes. Oh. And what did I say? 18? Oh, sure. See, this is what happens when you build condense. We'll come back to clothes because I know, actually, you know what? I'm going to pause this and go into my lash lift because I have a ton of money in there. So hopefully we have some smaller bills. Prettier lash lift. So it's 84. So 50, 70, 85. And I'll take this one back. And now I have 4, right? Yeah, 4 in lash lift. Oops. So I'll cross that off. And that gives us some other change to work with. Oops. Here we go. Lash lift. Oops. And you know what? Let's go get that $3 from household because that will give us some ones. And then we can see about the rest of it. So the clothes, because I think it was clothes that we had to work with some weird change. So, all right, we're just like making it work here. There it is. $3 from there. And you know what? Let's go ahead and we're going to need to do 13 from me. Actually, we might have enough now to make change in clothes. So if that's 18, let's pop into clothes. I keep forgetting where clothes is. There we go. Oh, geez. Okay, wait. I can't do that math. 50 minus 18. Oh, for sure I'll be able to do that. So I'm pulling $32 back. So 20, 32. We made it work. We made it work. Okay, so now in close, we have 50, 100, 20, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So 139 in close. That is good. That is good. Okay, so we made that work too, which is good. And now I think that's gonna, oh wait, home maintenance is in here. So let's go ahead and pop into home maintenance and just grab that 10. Oh gosh, please let us have the 10. We do, bless it. All right. So now we've got 1, 25, 26, 27, and 28. 128 in home maintenance. And cross that off. All right. right, so now we can just go into, actually, let's go into shipping supplies. I'm gonna have to add this up. So that's 26 and 8. So I'm gonna be pulling 34 from shipping supplies. I don't even know if I have 34. We might have to play with this a little bit. Shipping supplies. 20, 30, oh my gosh. 32. So I might, 32. Do I have ones in here? I do. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're playing it fast and loose. Okay. So now instead of 59, I owe 61. And I will take the $2 from in here. And then I will pay this back when I do the Etsy and YouTube cash stuffing. Sometimes the budget just kind of plays out like this, especially when you're like, I'm still relatively new to stuffing my business binder. And so like allowing these things to build up is going to take a little bit of time, but also at the same time, again, I was just paid from Etsy on Monday, but I don't stuff Etsy and YouTube until the end of the month. I only do that once a month. So even though I have the money technically there, it's just not in here yet. And so I don't mind doing this, and I'll just pay $2 back into taxes from the, what is this? Shipping supplies envelope. That's just, you know, that's the way we'll do that. So, and that's it actually from my business binder. And that was 34, 21, or 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. We did it. We make it work. And that, oops, that shipping supplies. And totally worth it because I needed those sticky labels. Okay, so it looks like last up, we're pulling from mine, which is low priority sinking funds. And I'm paying, what did I say? $13 back. Oh, that's hers. All right, let's see what we have. So just 20. So I need $7 back. So 5, 6, 7. All right, and now in my envelope, we have 20, 45, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 55 in hers. All right, and I think that does that. Let me put a check mark, check over all of this. All right, so sitting here, we should have $183. Let's hope for the best. 51, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 1, 2, and 3. $183. We did it. That was relatively like, it was a low spend sort of week, actually, which is kind of exciting. Anyways, we love those. I hope you guys enjoyed this. What was this? Weekly check-in. I'm doing great. My brain is in 18 different locations right now because I have so much to do to prep for vacation. You guys will know what I'm talking about. It's like, I've got to make sure the laundry's done and the packing's done and, you know, everything in our lives are together before we leave. So sometimes the words just don't come out when you need them to. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would so love to have you join our little fun fam here. Over 4,000 subscribers. What? Crazy. Anyway, thank you guys for that, by the way. And then I'm going to see you guys on Monday with a cash stuffing. I may or may not have a video going up next Friday because it would traditionally be my weekly check-in, but because we're going to be on vacation, I won't be filming a weekly check-in, and I'm not really sure what I could film to put up for you guys, and I am not in the business of just like putting out content to put out content. So if I get around to filming something to put up while I'm on vacation, I hope you enjoy it. If not, I will see you guys back again the following Monday for another cash stuffing. So I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and I will see y'all on Monday. Bye, everyone.